Hey, what is up, guys? It is Sleepy Cakes, and this is Ride With Me, episode 2. I'm going to be riding the canyon roads, and it is Elfin Forest today. And yeah, guys, fucking, it's super sick because there's a lot of double apexes, super fun to ride. Right now, you guys can see the beautiful sunset of San Marcos. We'll ride down, and you'll actually be able to see the mountains right now. This is such a fire view when I was riding right now. And the weather is super nice. It was like Sunday around like 5. Going downhill on the motorcycle is super fun. It's kind of, sketchy at first, but I just cruise at second gear. It's really fun. And just send it through the stop sign. There's no traffic. I'm getting ready to head to the canyons. Right here I waved to a motorcycle couple and they're super chill. I like San Marcos. Everyone who rides around here is super nice. Right here, guys, I almost end up crashing. So what happens is I'm going way past the speed limit, as you can see, but it's just a Sunday afternoon. I don't think there's gonna be cops. And look at an oil spill in the middle of the road, so I just slam on the brakes. These firefighters were literally brooming that substance like into the road, and like that could have gone bad. I thought I was gonna run him over. One of the cops waved at me back there, and one of them just threw their hands up in the air, It's funny how different people react to riders. One guy was super chill, and the other guy was getting pissed that I was speeding down that road, It would have been kind of crazy if I ended up tipping the bike in front of the cops, So right now I'm entering the canyons through the back streets, like through the industrial roads of Escondido. Because Elfin Forest is really fun to ride. That's kind of what I do to relax. This road right here actually reminds me of the game Cluster Truck, with all these white trucks. It's so funny going down this road on my little Grom. It literally looks like you could jump truck through truck. They're so parked together. I like this road a lot because I'm actually able to go pretty fast down it, and there's never really traffic or cars. But right here, I actually have to slow down because I'm going to turn on to the left right here. I see a Sportster rider in their little Harley, so I just decided to send it right here through the straightaway. It's so satisfying going through all the gears. Stop sign, we're actually going to be approaching our first twisty turn, and on a motorcycle it's really fun, but this is how I take my turn. So I'm approaching and I lean into the turn while looking straight, and then I look straight through it all the way to the left, and I'm just still looking through like where those trees are in the fence, and then I just keep looking straight, and then I do the same thing looking towards that car. Then it turns into a straightaway and I'm able to go faster and just send it to 50 right here. And approaching this next turn, I decide to roll off the throttle and downshift into 4th gear. And I'm actually just looking through the turn, leaning into it, looking straight through there. And then while I approach this left turn, I'm just going to look all through the turn, like looking towards those trees and those bushes, past the houses, and straight through that. And right here, I actually end up going too far out because I was looking at that car. Yeah, so I just fixed myself and go straight ahead. When you're riding, guys, don't be afraid of going outside the lines. You know, you pretty much have the entire road to yourself. When I ride, you know, I'm always going to ride for my safety first. If I go outside the lines, or if I do, I'm not really going to stress about it too much, you know. I'm just going to enjoy the ride and get back at it, you know, just readjust. Right here I see there's no traffic coming from the left, so I'm just able to take that stop sign with this SUV and trailing pretty good. As we start approaching the canyon roads, I just want to take in this breathtaking mountains. They're so beautiful. The houses here around here are also so breathtaking. I love them, and the mountains of San Marcos are so beautiful. Right now is absolutely unreal as we're heading into the canyons. This run is absolutely super fun. I know, like last year I probably drove this route almost every day. Elfin Forest is just super fun, and especially on the motorcycle, it's just a whole new experience. Going through all the twists and turns is different than just, you know, going in your Civic. This first curve is super fun because, as you can see, it's super curvy, and I have to actually lean into the turn, so I roll off the throttle a bit, tilt my head, look straight, and just then accelerate. Right here I was actually riding with my visor up, and it was super nice. The wind and the oxygen was super fresh out here with all these trees and greenery and stuff. So the start of Elfin Forest is actually pretty calm on both sides. It's just some straightaways, nothing too crazy. This ride was super relaxing, and I had such an amazing time just looking at all this beautiful scenery and just going through it super fast. I know this road by heart, and I was actually able to pass up a car, and he let me pass up because I guess I was tailgating him too hard on coming the other way around. I passed the car up the second time coming through the forest, so you'll see me do that later. As you can see, this nice straightaway is going to turn into a super bendy corner, as you can see, so I start leaning into it, rolling off of the throttle and looking into that entire turn, looking straight through it, looking at all those rocks, and I'm actually able to clear it pretty nicely, going pretty slow. The way I took that corner was I didn't accelerate into it. I actually was just rolling off the throttle steadily and just looking through it. This daylight savings change was so fun. That's why I decided to ride this late. You know, if it was not daylight savings, it would have been pitch black and not safe to ride, but luckily I was actually able to go through when it was golden hour, and it was such a beautiful ride. And this is just a straightaway right here, and I'm actually able to go like 50 pretty fast and smooth, and this is such a fun ride. You can see the Elfin Forest sign right there. Yes, we are into the forest now. So there's actually some lore going around this road that it's actually haunted, and there's a church, a sane asylum, whole thing, Quest Haven, and you know, I used to always be into that stuff, but trying to find the white lady, but I've literally drove this road like so many times and I've never seen anything paranormal, other than I saw like a big owl once that was just hanging off a tree, and it was so trippy at night just to see that like at midnight. The white lady lore actually comes from a story that is true, that a family was murdered out here, that they were living out in the forest, you know, rurally, and they ended up getting killed by like somebody, and then the white lady is just the ghost of the mother of the family who tried saving them but couldn't. Also, every so often, they also find bodies around here, so that just adds to the eeriness, and the long trees just makes it a perfect place for dumping just whatever, you know, like guns and mystery and evidence and all sort of stuff. I know there's actually an abandoned red truck out in the forest, and you can go up to it. However, I've never gone that far into the forest myself. I'm just more of a road head. So right here the road starts to bend a little, and all I do right here is just roll off the throttle a bit and lean into that turn, and I'm just looking straight through it all the way, and as you can see it turns right into this other twisty, and I just look straight through it and just look ahead. My instructor at the MSF course was a really nice guy, and the biggest takeaway I honestly got was just stick to the basics. You know, you're gonna have to look through where you're riding, you know, keep your head up, and just sticking through that, and I'm actually pretty much able to ride anywhere I want. Like this super twisty turn, I just roll off the throttle, look through the corner, and I'm just leaning into the turn, not afraid or anything, good alignment, and yeah, I'm actually able to just go nicely uphill through this smooth road. They've nicely paved it for me. I wish I was in like a bigger motorcycle, I'd shred it up even harder. So this road is just really nice and just continues kind of as a straightaway, not really going to be doing any more turning, to be honest, just straight and nice speed. Right here I start regretting not wearing any gloves because my hands are absolutely aching right now. They are so chilly, but they feel good because my arms are actually out in the wind and they feel really warm for some reason. But who knows, I think that was just my body temperature dropping or something. But yeah, this road is super nice. A lot of the times on like Saturday mornings, you'll actually see like groups of people on their bicycles, you know, not motorcycles because they're not cool like us, but they'd just be on their bicycle gangs. Just, you know, you can't even take up this lane because it's such a narrow road that cars just have to kind of deal with their Cyclists around here are dicks though. I always try to wave at them and rev my engine at them just to know that, hey man, you could get a motorcycle one day. And you know, they always just give me weird looks. You know, they're assholes. On the right, I see this fenced off trail, and I wonder if I could take my Grom there. Actually, that would seem really fun. I honestly want to take the Grom off-roading. I put it on gravel once, and it almost like slid out under me, and it was so funny. But I think dirt would be fine on the Grom. The sun's starting to set a little bit, and this was such a relaxing ride for me, and I was just able to clear my mind, have a good time on the Grom. And that's what I really love about riding, just being able to be on the bike and just chill. Right here I'm going up a little bit of an incline, and the bike does not want to go over 50, and I really want to get an exhaust and ECU flash just to see what this bike is capable of, because I've seen plenty of videos online of Groms going 70, 75, and I've never seen it like go that fast or even go past like 8,000 RPM. I was so happy I got to ride Elfin Forest without there being a car in front of me, or just avoiding the traffic right now, and just taking a nice calm back roads drive is really my excitement and what I live for. So super nice and refreshing just to be on this back road just by myself, knowing I'm the only one out here on the road right now. It's so cool. Right here we're actually leaving Elfin Forest and entering into the San Eligio area, and yeah, just decided to spin the bike, do a U-turn right here, and enter the forest, going one more time. Going around Elfin Forest the other way, it's kind of the same twists and turns, just inverse, and it's a lot of double apexes and a lot of paying attention and staying in the moment and just enjoying the ride. I like being able on my motorcycle just speed through this like traffic controlled area, this little residential, going like 40 in that 25, and you can barely notice I'm on such a small bike. If I was on like a car, I'd look like a maniac or something. So right here I just decided to do a little U-turn right here, and I see a car approaching the stoplight, and I'm like, damn, no way, this guy's heading into the forest with me. So I decided to go ahead of him and just send it first to the stoplight. Coming in this way, it's a nice straightaway to start the forest route, and it's really nice. You could pick up a lot of speed if you're in a car, and I know once I upgrade my bike, I'm going to be a menace on this road, because you could honestly, like in a car, you could pick it up to like 100, so I know you can definitely get really fast on a motorcycle. Speeding through this canyon road just beats a car, and honestly feeling the wind and just being in the ride is honestly so fun, and being on two wheels is super nice. Right there I actually tuck in, if you notice, and the bike actually hits 58, which is honestly the fastest I've ever seen it go. This road is so scenic and so nice with these new fresh concrete and painted lines. It's honestly so breathtaking and so relaxing, and all the time you can just see horses from the people who live here, and it's super nice. So right there on that hill on the right, you can actually see a mansion, and it is one of the biggest houses in Escondido, and it is so wild. You can literally see it from here. It's so nice and cool. Coming to Elfin Forest through this way is super nice, because you're actually able to see the houses like if you were going towards them compared to like leaving the houses, leaving the area. So it's super nice. It reminds me like I'm just Wolverine on his motorcycle going through the forest right now. The sun and the outside looks really nice right now. It was so nice and refreshing. It actually wasn't even cold anymore by the time I got to this point, because it was so sunny and golden hour. It was so weird when I was riding, because my hands would get cold at some points, but then my arms would just start getting super warm and super like felt like I was by the fireplace and so nice. I know I definitely got to upgrade to gloves, but that's when I get a bigger bike. Right now, I know I'm not going to hurt myself on the fucking Grom, and I'm going gloveless, boys. Come on. Right there was actually the first curve I had to take, and as you can see, I was going 50, and I just ended up de-accelerating, rolling off the throttle, downshifting, and then as I get straight, I just accelerate and go fast and just repeat the same steps. As you can see right here, it bends a little, so I actually roll on the throttle and just go straight through that little corner. Same with this one right here. On small curves like that, it's better to just roll on the throttle and just keep going instead of rolling off. And you know, when I was going through this, I was just thinking of my speed, positioning, aim, and turning. You know, right here is actually the steepest turn in all of Elfin Forest, so I de-accelerate, downshift, and just roll on the throttle in this turn, just because I know I have to go through it, look straight ahead, and then I just continue straight. These back roads are really not that hard to ride. They're honestly way funner than traditional regular roads because no stoplights, just straight fun, going fast as you want, and it's super relaxing, and I love doing it every weekend. As you can see, there's a little memorial cross. Some people don't make it, you know what I mean? You either make it or you don't. So that's why I ride. And when I ride, dude, I ride like I don't even love my life. Come on. I ride like a G, boys. So don't be scared on your Grom or your 125cc bikes. Come on, be a man. So approaching this white car, he ends up yielding to me and letting me pass him on the shoulder right here. He was super nice. It's because a lot of the time these new people who have never rode Elfin, it is super scary to ride Elfin your first time. I remember the first time I ever rode it, I was like 16, you know, barely knew how to drive. And then we were trying to go to the Insane Asylum, which was just like a back road in here. Like we literally didn't even find it, so I ended up having to drive this whole road. And I had like my blue lights on. It was so funny, and you know, I was piling up the cars behind me, you know, because they knew how to ride the fucking road, and I was just being a jackass. But good times. I would never trade them. Right here, these curves are easy to go through. I just accelerate through them. As you can see me in this white car, just steadily going through them, not going too fast, but we're picking up a little bit of speed right here. Right here, the white car is going to end up pulling over to the shoulder because they can't keep up with the Grom, baby. You already know the Grom's overtaking your ass. And right there, they stop, and I just wave them down, thank them, and go on my way and just accelerate past them, baby. Let's go. The Grom is so fun on these back roads, and because I know how to ride them, it is super enjoyable. Really wish I knew other people who had Groms, and I could just start a little Grom group in North County. It would be super awesome. Here I see a cyclist who seems like he's just stuck on the road right there. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, a lot of people bike this road. The second steepest turn is approaching, so how I take it is I just roll off the throttle a bit, then accelerate through the turn, looking straight ahead through all that curvage, you know, looking past the trees and all that. And right here, I literally am looking through the trees. I have to put on my emergency blue lights on because it's getting so dark, and it's nice. This side of the forest is definitely way darker and more eerier. My hands were definitely starting to feel the cold at this point. Like, they were actually so cold. It was not even funny. What I like doing as I go through these small turns is just rolling off the throttle and just accelerating through the turn, looking straight ahead through all of that. As you can see, nice cars are starting to come through the forest, so I actually made it out of here right on time without it being too dark. And on this last big curve, I just roll off the throttle a bit and just roll into it as I'm leaning into the straightaway. The reason I hate the cyclists that bike around here is one time I was literally on the same road and some assholes in the middle on his bike. You know, it was Saturday, only me and him out here, and I was like, bro, come on, don't be that guy. I almost ran you over, bud. Kind of forcing me to go in that yellow shoulder. I'm like, no, bro, you could go on the bike lane. Right here on the right is just a little parking lot that people do donuts in, and I honestly wanted to try and do a little, like, I don't know, like spin it with one leg on the ground, but I decided not to. I'm just going to do this red light, predict it, you know, prediction light. Right here, I just see this car with his hazard lights on, so I just decided to give him a little bit of room and some space. Right now, it is starting to get dark, and I just want to get home, so I just go through that stop sign. I see a lot of kids on their Surons around here, and I honestly want to start a little Suron club, like, because I know those bikes can keep up, but I don't know if they're fast enough to keep up with the Grom. Right here, I need to take the left to go back into town, so I just lean into that left turn, and right here, we're going to go on the curvy roads again. Right here, it's just a straightaway, so I just accelerate straight into it. As this first corner is approaching, I just roll into it. Actually, I don't roll off the throttle, and because I know it's pretty small. Right here, I really love taking this road because it's super fun. It's a lot of double apexes. I have to look towards the right and stay centered, and while also needing to take a left right here. Look at it. So I'm going straight through that right turn, and it straightens up, and now it becomes a left turn. To look all through the left, and I just keep on looking through those trees, kind of where that car is, and I just look straight, and I'm able to go. Right here, as I'm approaching this next turn, I start reducing my speed because it turns left, but then it starts going right, and I look all through the right, like kind of where those trees and that yellow sign is. Nice, I'm just able to go through it, and right here it just becomes a straightaway, and I'm just going fast through it. Right here I send it through the stop sign. As you can see, stop signs are not my friend. And right here in the moment, I'm just thinking about getting home as quickly as possible because my hands are starting to freeze up. It is so cold. It is like 50 degrees out. You know, it's like 7 o'clock by now. Right here the road's a little bit bumpy, but I'm actually able to just, you know, use my legs as for a little bit of support and just balance myself, not take the bumps too hard. The Grom actually has a really high seat height of 30 inches, so I'm not really worried about riding at night without, you know, reflectors on, because I'm pretty seen on the Grom. So right here's my turn, coming back the way I came from, so I just lean in, going left instead of right. Right here I'm deciding to roll off the throttle a bit and just accelerate into this turn. Nice. Right here I just go through all the gears, sending the Grom down this road. Yeah, and honestly these industrial roads are really calming. There's no people for how many stuff there is here. Like, look at these big buildings and all these cars parked on the side street, and I never see a single soul. So right here I accelerate and lean left into this left turn right here, and then I get up and straighten out. Right now we're coming back to where the firefighters were cleaning up that mess, and they honestly were so deep. They had 3 cop cars, 3 fire trucks, and by the time I came back they were still there. And I wonder what happened. You know, there was like a SUV carrying containers of acetate there or something. Like, I really don't know what it was. All I know is that if I kept on going straight and I didn't slam on those brakes, I knew I would have slipped on that oil and would have been so bad. Yeah, guys, but you can't be afraid to make emergency brakes. That's what happens. You know, the bike's gonna buck up sometimes, but you just gotta keep your head straight, be relaxed. You know, I was relaxed the entire time. I knew I had to make an emergency stop. You know, I knew something could have gone bad, but it didn't. So thank God. The road is a little bumpy here, but I'm actually able to glide through the road pretty smoothly right here. Not too bad. I make it past this yellow light, nice, and I just decide to go in the right lane. Yeah, and right now I'm just heading back into the city of San Marcos. You know, I had a really nice canyon run, and it was super fun. I actually caught a fly on the visor, boys, so you already know I was going pretty fast. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was Ride With Me episode 2, and we took it to the canyons, and we absolutely had a great time. We learned about double apexes and what it takes to take those turns. You know, you just always gotta look through them and be confident on that bike, because you know you're a good rider. Let's go, baby. Peace.